Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the A to Z tag. I had no clue what I wanted to do today, so I went and found my handy dandy book that I have with so many tags in it and decided to pick one out, and that was the A to Z tag. Okay, so the A to Z tag was created, or I saw it the first time way back when, a couple years ago, on Kayla's channel from Books and Lala, and I've done this before, but I figured I'd do an updated version, and it seemed like a quick tag that I could just get into and, you know, jump into and everything like that. So let's just jump into it. So for the letter A, the question is author that I've read the most books from, and to my knowledge, and according to my notes, I'm pretty sure that the answer remains the same, and that is Aleatha Romig. However, the number of books that I have read has changed. Back when I did this the first time, I had read 14 of her books, and that's how many she had out. I have since read, I think, everything in her catalog except for 2 books, which I need to do. That needs to happen. But I believe she has, let's check Goodreads. Okay, so according to Goodreads, she has 54 books listed on here. However, as I scroll through all of her book titles and things like that, there are a few box sets that they have listed, which I haven't read any box sets. I've read all the individual books. So I'm gonna put it, and some anthologies are listed here. So I'm gonna put it at approximate, well, let me just count how many books I have on my shelf from her. Hold on. So if I am not mistaken, I have all of the signed copies except for the new series that is out, I think. I'm pretty sure I do. But that was a count of 30 books that I have read by her. Because all the ones back there that you see, I have read all of those books. And over there. You didn't see those, but over there and back there. I've read all of the signed books that I have copies of. So, yeah. 30 books. She, I would have to say, is probably my most read author. Most definitely. B, best sequel ever read. Wow, that's like a super hard question to talk about. Because I read a lot of series that are actual series that come together and everything like that, I guess I would have to, oh my goodness, best sequel. That's so hard. That is so hard. Best true sequel, which it's a duet, and it is Indefinite and Infinite by Corinne Michaels. I would have to say that was like the best duet I've read in a long time. Like in a long time. There are some other ones. There's so many. Because now that I think about it, I kind of want to put All the King's Men on there, duet as well, by Kennedy Ryan. And, that's so hard. So hard. Because both of those books are like amazing. And both of Corinne's books are amazing. So those are my 2 answers. There we go. C, for currently reading. I am currently reading, because I'm recording this the day before it goes up. I am currently reading Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon and The Guy in the Middle by Kate Stewart. For D, drink of choice while reading is either going to be whatever I can put in my cup. So water, sweet tea, soda, anything like that. I love my Hydro Flask cups. There we go. Hydro Flask. I love them. I have 3 of these cups, and then I have 5 or 6 bottles that are Hydro Flask as well. I love them. I take them everywhere. If you see me and I don't have one in my hand for some reason, it's because I'm in a store. But if I'm going someplace like a swim meet or anything like that, I got something in my Hydro Flask. Water, usually, or sweet tea. For E. E is for e-reader or physical book. And y'all know me. Of course it's going to be e-reader. I don't go anywhere without my e-readers and my Kindle Fire or my phone so that I can listen to audiobooks. And yes. Yes. Must-haves. F. For fictional character you probably would have actually dated in high school. So that's really, really super hard to think about because I was in the orchestra, so I like that whole musical side to a character. And for my musical side, I would have to pick, I would go with Theo from The Guy on the Right by Kate Stewart for my music because Theo was amazing. So sweet. Oh my goodness, so amazing. And for my sports side, because I grew up in Ann Arbor and the University of Michigan is there, I would have to go with Gavin from Intercepted. I really loved him in this story. Loved him. And I love this book. I really resonated with him in this story. So yeah, one of the two of them I would date. G, glad you gave this book a chance. Gosh, I would have to say a recently read book that I'm glad that I went ahead and like finished and let it go and, you know, really got into it was Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. It has a weird sort of format to it, but I really enjoyed the rom-com sort of toss-ins and topics and things like that. I really enjoyed that, and it kept me engaged even with the funky formatting of the story. H, for hidden gem book. So I would have to say I have a lot of hidden gems. A lot of the authors that I read are very underrated and very indie, and not a lot of people are talking about them. But one that really, really sticks out in my mind that I think way more people should talk about is the Mr. series from Joanne I always put their names together. A.M. Madden and Joanne Schwehm. It starts off with finding Mr. Wrong. Yes. And if you like The Bachelor, where, you know, contestants, well, this is a couple going to an exclusive island where they have no technology and things like that, and then they have to get to know each other to win a contest. This is definitely a fun, sexy book, and then it spins off into a whole series of books about other guys that are friends and stuff like that within that first book, and I loved it. Loved that series, loved that first book, and I just really devoured them. I is for important moments in my reading life. I would have to say one of the most important points is 2 years ago when I figured out that audiobooks, if you speed them up so that they are comfortable for your ear, you can devour more books. I mean, last year I read 432. The year before that I read 366 books, and the year before that I think I read just over 200 books, and it was all because I figured out how to actually listen to an audiobook. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So awesome. J is for just finished. What book have I just finished? And I just finished, I believe, yes, Royally Yours by Emma Chase. I really enjoyed this book. This is about the grandparents for books 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1 and 2 of the Royally series by Emma Chase. And I loved looking into how that queen sort of came to be. There was a lot of parallels to Elizabeth II's story, and I just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. K is kinds of books you won't read. You will not catch me reading a horror book. Just not my bag. Not my bag at all. And I kind of shy away from Christian fiction. So, yeah. And Christian romance, not my bag. Not my bag at all. Longest book I've read, that would have to be one of the Outlander books. I believe most of them rank or hit over 900 to 1,000 pages, and I believe that would have to be one of the longer books that I've read. I don't think I've read anything longer than that. And I'm not counting any anthologies, because I think that's just a bunch of short stories. I devour those, you know, here and there, and it doesn't count as a whole book. No, not counting it. Major book hangover that I've had. Ooh, I've had a couple. I would have to say two pivotal ones that were like really, really major was when I read, The Life of Anna by Marissa Honeycutt. Whew, I was so crazy. So crazy. Because it takes you down, really, really deep into the dark twistiness of a dark romance. And then once you finally get to that light in the edge of the tunnel, you're like 4 books deep. And you're like, why? Why am I still reading this? But it's so good that you just gotta read it. And I would definitely have to say The Last Letter. By Rebecca Yarros. I wasn't in a book hangover for it. It didn't stop me from reading any more of Rebecca's books. It actually made me devour more of her books. And it didn't create a point where I couldn't read anymore. I've gotten really good at being able to tell if I'm emotionally like drawn or, you know, drained from a book to pick up something that's going to be lighter on my emotions and things like that. So I have figured out how to combat true crazy book hangovers these days. N is for number of bookcases that I own. So here are the numbers. 1, 2, well, that's not true one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think I have, do I have one upstairs? No, I need one upstairs. 6. So that's 6. I think I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bookshelves that I own that are put together. Because I have 2 more, 3 more, 2 more. No, 3 more in my garage that I need to put together. O is for one book I've read multiple times. I am about to read Consequences for the 3rd or 4th time. This time I'm going to read it in audiobook format for Audiobookathon. If you don't know about Audiobookathon, check out the announcement video that I'm going to click right in there. Yay. And join us. P is for preferred place to read, and that is anywhere. I'm pretty sure that's how I answered it before, and I will read anywhere. Sit me in a car, sit me in a boring table during dinner with no conversation. I will pull out my book and I will read. That's gonna happen. Sitting at swim practice, I'm gonna read my book. Sitting in front of the television during family time, which is like every single night, I'm gonna have my book. If it's a show that I don't feel like I want to watch, I'm going to be listening and reading. Or just reading on my ebook. Q, quote that inspires you and gives you all the feel from a book. There are quite a few. I don't have my Kindle down here where I have clippings and things like that. So I really can't give you one. And I can't think of one right now, so I'm skipping that question. R is for reading regret. Oh my goodness. Gosh, do I have a reading regret? Not really. I regret nothing that I read. Well, no, I take that back. When I step into the realm of hate reading, that's when I start to regret it. Because why am I torturing myself? I should just DNF books that don't fit with me. But then again, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to give it a fair chance. Even if I have to hate read it, I gotta give it a fair chance. S is for series you started and need to finish. All the books are out in the series, so I need to finish. I know you guys are going to come at me or not come at me. I really don't care. I need to finish the Akatukata, whatever, A Court of Thorns and Roses series. That one by Sarah J. Maas. I have read A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I haven't read any of the other books. I own them over there in hardback copy. I own them in audiobook. I just haven't done it yet. Haven't done it. Nope. Haven't. Also, I need to finish the Outlander series. I've read 2 books out of the 9 that are out, but I think she's still putting out books. Diana Gabaldon, I think she's still putting out books for that series, but I'm caught up with the series on television, so I'm like, I will get to them long ass books when I get a chance. T is for 3 of my all-time favorite books. That is so simple, super, super easy. You guys hear me talk about them all the time on this channel. That is the Consequences series by Aleatha Romig, the Grip series by Kennedy Ryan, and let's see, what should the third one be? Because there's a huge long list. I think I'm gonna put in the Harris Brothers series by Amy Daws. All 3 of those series, you need to go and check them out for all amazing reasons, because those authors are absolutely fantabulous. And I love those books. Love those books, love those series. Definitely. All-time favorites. Super hard to just choose 3 because you see they're series, they're not just single books. Not gonna do that. Not. You unapologetically fangirl for. So there are so many authors that I have actually met that I still fangirl over. Of course, Aleatha Romig, Megan Quinn, Corinne Michaels, always love to see her, Kennedy Ryan, but I am hopefully things go right. Please let them continue to be right. And I shall get to meet Jodi, Ellen, Malpas at a Polycon this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I am trying to just continue to give good vibes and everything like that. That there are certain authors that only go to certain different signings, and she's going to be at this one. I am so excited. So excited. V is very excited for this release more than all others. I am hands down excited to get my hands on Ashes by Aleatha Romig, which is book number 3 in the Web of Desire series, as well as the next trilogy that is for the web serial world. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to get another Sparrow Leaders story. That this year is gonna be hopping and popping. Yes, indeed. Can't wait to get my hands on those books from Aleatha Romig. Yes. Also, Queen Move, I think that's the name of it, by Kennedy Ryan. This is Kember's story, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. W, worst bookish habit. I would have to say that I start a lot of books, and I don't move on from those books until I finish them. So, like I was saying earlier about that whole hate reading thing, yeah, I kind of do that. Because I don't like to DNF, I need to get better at DNFing. But I like to have my rants. And I know my taste, so you guys don't get rants very often, or I don't have to hate read very often, because the books that I pick, I end up liking them. Even if it's just a meh book, you know, I don't go on rants. So those few and far between DNFs, true DNFs, or 1-star dumpster fires, you guys love those rants, and I don't mind giving them to you because they are so few and far between, because I know my reading style and likes. X marks the spot start from the top left of my bookshelf and count, oh, and pick the 27th book. So I guess I'm going to start on that bookshelf over there and just count 27. It's quite a bit. So let's just go for it. Okay, so we have Big Mushy Happy Lump, a Sarah Scribbles collection by Sarah Anderson. And I don't think I've read this one yet. But Sarah Scribbles is really funny, and I really enjoy her very realistic life here in this book. And there's so many things that you can relate to in it. And it's fun and it's quick. I like to save my little graphic novels that I end up picking up for like readathons that require or challenge you to read a graphic novel. So I have a couple on my shelf that I haven't read, but I saw the front of and was like, hey, I need to pick that up. So there's that. Why is my latest book purchase, and I left it upstairs. I didn't know this was going to be a question. However, I just picked up Leave Me Breathless by Jodi Ellen Malpas because I will be seeing her in a couple weeks at a Polycon, and I needed a copy of this. I really enjoyed this book when I read it. I actually got to ARC read this one, so if you're looking for that review, definitely check that out. I'll try and link that above and below in the description box and things like that. So, the Snatcher books. Last book that kept me up way too late. That would be, let's check out the Goodreads. Let's check out the Goodreads. So, I haven't had any issues with reading a book into the night, because last year, majority of the year, I was reading 8 to 10 hours a day. So I didn't have to read into the night. I could get a book done, or get 2 or 3 books done in a day, and not have any issues. So I will have to go with Bear With Me by Lucy Eden. I do remember waking up, I think I was on like antibiotics or something like that, and it wrecked my freaking, my sleep schedule. And I read this book like at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it wasn't that it was the book that kept me awake to read it. It was, I was awake and I read this book and was just devoured it at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 to like 4 o'clock in the morning. Finished it. It was good. It was so sweet and fun. It's a paranormal romance shifter book and I loved it. Loved it. Okay, so that is the A to Z book tag. Sorry if I was a little long-winded. I'll probably like shrink this down. I think there's some stuff in there that I'll probably cut out. Me looking for things, you know, whatever. But hopefully I gave you guys some different answers. I am pretty sure I gave some different answers from the last time I did this. If I can find that last one, I will link it down in the description box so you guys can take a look at that one as well. Other than that, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form and a recommendations form down in the description box. For the recommendations form, all you have to do is give me the book title, book author, and the genre in which it falls into, or you think it falls into. Leave your name. I greatly appreciate that, because if I do end up picking up that recommendation, I will give you a shout out when I read it. It could be included in special projects. You never know. Make sure you're checking the description box because I leave lots of good information down there. If you want to do this tag, I will leave all of the questions down there as well. Let me know if you end up doing this, or pick a question out of the A to Z list and answer it down in the description or in the comment section so we can discuss which answers you liked the most. Other than that, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.